first week of June, I believe, Ceddanne Rafaela hits a cheap little home run down the right field line for the Red Sox to walk off a win against the L.A. Angels, and we all called it fake. And now here we are 5-6 weeks later, and where are the Red Sox? So I want to start with that. As we come to you here on a Reentry Monday, we're joined by Joe Murray in the Maz chair and Matt McCarthy in our Update studios. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Peachy, living the dream, thank you.
So I just thought I'd start there because I went on to say that day that if the Red Sox and Ceddanne Rafaela turn it around and all of a sudden become a legit contending team and he becomes a real part of that contention, then I'll take it off of the fake win category. As we discussed, I think we went on to do tiers that week. Fake wins, fake Boston wins. Like, for example, you could have said in real time the Tuck Rule game was kind of a fake win. Got a good call. You know, a lot of goofy stuff happened in that game. Fake win. Well, Patriots go on and win in Pittsburgh the next week, win the Super Bowl. Not a fake win. They were a good team that caught a break. Good things happen to good teams. In hindsight, that's what that became. On the other hand, and I'll get to my point here in a second. On the other hand, when the Patriots beat Baltimore at home, when Lee Evans drops a ball in the end zone, I know you say he got stripped. He dropped it. And then Cundiff yanked a 31-yard field goal. Fake win, which was proven to be the case when they once again lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl 2 weeks later. So fake win, not fake win. I said about the Rafaela thing that if he turns into a legit high-end everyday ball player, helps lead them back into the race, then I'll take it off of the fake win category. Now, in closing, Big Jim Murray and Maz aren't here. They tend not to be quite as fair as I am. So maybe this is a good timing that they're not here, because that win, that Rafaela home run and that win against the Angels is now off of the fake win category.
How generous of you.
Yeah.
Very benevolent of you, Mike.
May not be an important thing to a lot of people, but just because I'm fair and I'm a man of my word, right. I've taken that off of the fake win category because, and now I'll turn it over to you guys, Rafaela and this Red Sox team are legit, Joe Murray. True or false?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I already bought in. I already bet that they would make the playoffs. And this was before sweeping the Rays. So I do agree. I would take that off the board. Granted, that was against an Angels team that they struggled against. It was a cheap home run. We can say that. Both things can be true. Cheap home run.
Well,
also take it off the board.
But in hindsight, good things happen to good teams. You make your own luck, and that's what the Red Sox did that day because they are a good team, McCarthy, yes?
Yeah, and I'll give you the Matt McCarthy kiss of death on this one. I'm in, baby. I'm in. This is the weekend that changed it for me. It really was Friday night. The Ceddanne Rafaela walk-off home run, which definitely was not cheap. He was all over that like you wouldn't believe. Mike, this weekend I think showed me, and it should show Red Sox fans, that this team does have enough. It's not necessarily the 10-game winning streak. It's more these last 4 games. Because the first 6 games of this winning streak, in fairness, were against teams that really don't belong in the big leagues. But that Tampa team is a team that you are directly competing against for a final playoff spot or the second wild card, division, whatever it might be. And they spent this weekend winning low-scoring, close games, 2 comeback wins, clutch moments, a huge defensive play on Saturday, Toro on the safety squeeze. There were moments in this weekend that showed me the Red Sox are capable of being a winning baseball team, which I did not necessarily see last weekend against the Nationals when they were beating the hell out of them. I'm in. I'm fully in. This should be a playoff team, and it's go time. And frankly, I'm ready to get my heart broken again by them.
Matt, why is this year different than the last couple when they surged going into the All-Star break just to get past the trade deadline and completely fall on their face? Why is this year different?
Pitching, Garrett Crochet. They have not had a guy like that. The Saturday game, you win 1-0. Crochet goes 9 innings. Pitching. You have an ace. You have a closer. It's really that simple. And, I kind of believe in Bayo and I kind of believe in Giolito right now, but that's the reason, assuming, and it's fair to, question whether Crochet can hold up. But if he can hold up, they're a playoff team. It's as simple as that. That is it's a bad term, but he's their ace in the hole.
Did you say that? Okay, you didn't say that about you didn't say that about Tanner Houck last year, but
no.
Did you say they were a playoff team at the All-Star break last year?
I wavered on that last year. And I'm not wavering on it this year at all. Because
What about
of the
you,
pitching.
Joe? Did you bet the Red Sox last year to make the playoffs?
No. The difference between last year and this year, Matt's right, but I'll even go a step further. This team's getting better. Like, every win that they had this week, their young hitters, their young players contributed, right? Whether it's the walk to get on base to force the home run or scoring every run in the game. They're getting better defensively. They're striking out less. All the things we talked about last week. This team doesn't have a ceiling right now. Like, they are a buzzsaw. I think any team they would have played this week, they would have beat, Mike. Any team.
What do you mean this team doesn't have a ceiling?
No, I don't. Last year, they went out and got a bunch of bums at the deadline because they knew they weren't a contender. This year, no, they're beyond that. Alex Cora said it himself. Making the playoffs should be the first thing that they do. I think they can do better than this. So I think they can be better than they are right now.
Okay, we're going to start off with Red Sox. It's a reentry Monday. Reentry Mondays are brought to you by Blue Bear Plumbing, Heating, and Air, because when it comes to plumbing, heating, and air, no one compares to Blue Bear. When you call Blue Bear, you can expect expert service from their friendly staff for all your heating and plumbing services. For more information or to book your appointment today, visit bluebearplumbing.com. I feel like the roster's better than it's been in the past couple of years. I mean, we looked this up last year, Matt. They actually pitched better going into the All-Star break last year than they have this year. The numbers were better. But how could you compare how you felt about Tanner Houck and how you feel about Garrett Crochet? Like, that's a huge difference. Beyond that, is there any difference?
Yeah, the closer. I mean, I think Chapman is giving them more than Jansen was giving them. The bullpen's in better shape entering this break than it was last year. I mean, that's why the Red Sox collapsed after the All-Star break last year, Mike, was the bullpen. Bayo's improving. Giolito's improving. They have more depth than last year. They still need more. You know, I mean, they still need a number 2 starter because I don't want to consider Bayo or Giolito that. But it's very simple. They have an ace. They have an ace. They have a guy that they haven't had in a long time. And that's the difference between you making the playoffs and missing the playoffs. That doesn't mean you're a World Series team or anything like that. But Crochet is the ultimate difference from last year. How could you look at it any other way?
I would just add, Mike, that I think that they're coming back in games. When they got to the 7th inning, this team was goat. They were done. Now they're battling back. So to give them a little credit, yeah, they came back from games this week, but those were games normally they would lose. That's the difference this year is they're finding ways to win, whether it's 1-0 games, playing defense. They couldn't do that a year ago. They weren't skilled enough.
Okay. 10-game winning streaks are nothing to sneeze at. That I think, I don't know. Can you be lucky and win 10 in a row? Can you be, you can overachieve for a time. To get to 10 in a row is a different animal, don't you think?
Yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, I didn't really look too much into the 6-game winning streak leading into this Rays series because you could point to the competition. I came in here last Monday, Mike, and I said, I don't think the Red Sox played very good baseball last weekend in Washington. I thought they made way too many mistakes in the field, and Washington just wasn't good enough to take advantage. It's the series against the Rays that separates it. There's a massive difference between a 6-game winning streak against Washington and Colorado and a 10-game winning streak against anybody. I mean, it's the way they won this series this weekend against the Rays that separates it from being a little bit fluky to, I'm sorry, there is no real such thing as a fluky 10-game winning streak in baseball. Teams just don't run those off all that consistently.
Are you buying on some of the emerging guys that, not at the top of the list in terms of the next wave, and that's obviously Rafaela and Brian Bayo. Are you buying in on those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. That was my leadoff take today is they locked those guys up, and man, does that look good. How more ass shaking for you, Mike Felger from Breslow. But there's something different about Bayo, and I think that his changeup is actually working. I know that's something he worked with Pedro within the offseason. So that's something that's a little bit different. Plus, he's getting out of that 5th inning, something he couldn't do before. But Rafael, I mean, people were making comparisons to, the guy from the Cubs, their star player. So is he a great center fielder? Absolutely. But I think now, Matt, I think you pointed this out over the weekend, but he now can identify what pitches are coming. But that walk-off, he went down for that thing. He knew it was coming. I'm not saying sign stealing. I'm just saying he knew that pitch was coming.
He knew it was a breaking ball.
How come you're not saying side stealing?
I Things are going really well right now, Mike. But you know what? This is what other people would do. They'd say, oh, they're probably cheating again or doing something to that degree. He knew that was an off-speed pitch, and he went down and got it. Maybe they're giving the credit to Alex Bregman, who's half manager now. I don't know.
What do you think, Matt? Is it fair to bring up them knowing the pitches?
Well, it's not me bringing it up. It's Terry Francona a couple weeks ago.
Well, the Angels a couple of weeks back.
The Angels had a bit of a dust-up with the first base coach, Jose Flores. I don't know if you guys talked about this. Chris Bassett, Red Sox put up 15 runs on Toronto. The second game back from coming back from the West Coast, they put up 15 runs there. And Chris Bassett said, here was the quote, "I have a lot of respect for Alex Cora and the Red Sox and everything they do over there. I've got to dive into anything. Am I being too predictable? Am I tipping?" Unquote. That's the old, I have a lot of respect for this guy and I know his history type of thing. Here's what I'll say. The Red Sox have been significantly, shockingly, way better since they came back from the West Coast. Their numbers without Rafael Devers on the West Coast and their numbers since coming home from that road trip are stunning. They were averaging 3 runs a game during that span out west. They've been averaging 7 runs a game since. They appear to be much more confident at the plate. Their approach has improved. Rafaela swung like he knew that pitch the other night. There are a million ways you can know a pitch, right? You can be lucky. You can guess it. You can look at your previous at-bats, think he's coming at me with a breaking ball here. Pitchers can tip. I think pitchers tip now more in baseball than ever before because they don't coach these guys on how to disguise their deliveries and disguise tips and stuff like that.
But what are you saying, McCarthy?
What I'm saying is the Red Sox offense is overachieving, and I wonder why.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think they're overachieving.
They're overachieving.
They're not this
good,
Joe?
They're not this good, Joe.
I think that this is where they can be, and I think they will get better.
Cedar Rafaela isn't this. He's red hot right now, and I think he can be a good hitter. He's not this. He's not Babe Ruth. Because he's been Babe Ruth for a few weeks.
I'll say this. Last year, they messed with him. He played multiple different positions. This year, they let him figure it out. I think he's figured it out right now. I want to give him credit. And by the way, I was wondering if there would be like some sort of MVP chance for Cedar Rafaela. I pulled up the odds today, and would you believe he's 4th right now in American League MVP at 10-1 odds. So I think it's a long shot, but right now, is he the MVP of the team? I'd probably go Crochet, but I was shocked to see he was in the top 5.